All right, and we are live. What's going on? What's happening? Shout out to my new subscribers, my old school subscribers, and definitely my new TikTok family. You guys, if you're coming over from TikTok, we got new energy, new flow. So we're gonna be flowing the same way we do over there on TikTok. So let me go ahead and start off by saying, if you're an extremely attractive masculine man and you're single out here, you worked on yourself, you rebuilt yourself, you need to get yourself a Femcell. Allow me to explain. All right, so all right, when you're a guy, you get in alignment. I'm gonna make this quick. I'm about to work out and then go make some TikTok videos. So if you guys aren't following me on TikTok, follow me on TikTok. We're blowing up over there. I'll be back over here on YouTube, but I already got you guys established over here. I'm just taking a brief break to flesh out whatever direction God is leading me in. I'm not a fool. So if, I'm starting to get blessed somewhere, I'm going to double, triple, quadruple down on it. So go over to TikTok if you want to see some of my newer content and the different flow that I have going over there that God has shown me. Um, I see some of you guys already showed up, so I appreciate you. That being said, all right, when you're on your journey, you notice it seems like all these women have something to say. The goal is going to have to be to figure out which of the women are good women and which of them are bad women. Hear me out. You need a femcell. We're looking at this completely wrong. Uh, the internet has helped us out in a way. It's kind of ruined women in a way. Not all, but a lot. But it's helped us out. We didn't know women talked this much. Let's be real. We did not know they talked this much about this much. They talk about a lot. And you see them online and YouTubers, and they're excited to talk about it, whatever they're talking about. So I think that shock to the system, guys are kind of like, because we're always saying you talk too much, like, oh, they just talk, man. We're coming to the realization that when they're not around us and they're around their friends and their female they talk a lot. Okay. So with that being said, you ain't gonna find one that don't talk. If she don't talk around you, she's talking around everybody else. So you got your babbler online, right? So we've been going after these femcells online. Let me stop calling them that. Content creators online. It's the same thing. Um, and like figuring out they study us and this, that, and the third. But so what? All women study you. We're coming to that conclusion, man. And here's the thing: what I've realized, right? There are women that really despise men and are just looking for an opportunity to bash. And hey, what's going on, fam? What's going on? To bash and then you know get validation and feed off of that, and also get paid. They're broken. You know what I'm saying? Don't know who broke them. Childhood traumas, parental guardian, bad relationships. Who cares? But there's also women out here that just femcells. So these femcells, man, what we have to think about is what what place they coming from. I'm gonna keep this short. I believe the femcells are coming from a place of they have an expectation. Okay, I believe that women. I'm just gonna keep it real. I've been doing a lot of thinking. I think that women have the ability to see potential in men. I don't care what they say online about. Don't go off a man's potential. That's all a woman can go off. This is how the devil inverts everything. You have to go off a man's potential. That's how you catch him and get him early enough to where you can keep him, and he's going to think about staying with you because and not doing too much or cheating because you was there with him, getting it out the mud, taking care of the things that his mind shouldn't be preoccupied with. So that way, whenever he hits what he's going to hit, you're able to just sit back in a lap of luxury. That's just really the way it's supposed to be. So this whole women have always had to see potential, like back in the caveman days, and just got to know the kind of guy that's going to be able to protect the family and lead, and that so much you can look up to. So these femcells, they see the potential in you, but when you, like a lot of us, for our awakening to happen, it had to be triggered through this horrible circumstance or something, right? And you start getting in alignment and women start looking at you differently. But through the alignment process, while you're going through your dark night of the soul, we're men. We don't care about our image online too much. So you might be posting up stuff and people use that stuff against you, including these femcell women and women in general. So these women are watching your content, and where the disconnect is, they've never been around real men. They don't know how to talk to men. So they start talking too much. They start saying things that they need to keep to themselves, right? But they never been told that. So what they're doing is watching a man that they see potential in, not living up to the potential that they know, that they see, that God has for them. And instead of them keeping their mouth shut or feeding that man life, they criticize you. They get on the platforms and they talk about you like a dog, like somebody they have no respect for. The same man they find attractive, the same man that they see potential in, they talk about you like a dog. They criticize you in the worst kind of way because they feel like they have that veil they're hiding behind where he doesn't know I'm talking about him. What if it is a guy that can tell? Oh, he's being weird again. If I'm so weird, why am I building my following up on TikTok like I am? Why is my new channel taking off like it is within a week? Why, when I got rid of 1,700 of the friends on my old TikTok channel page, the page started taking off again? If I'm talking crazy, then why are so many people trying to keep whatever I say suppressed? I know what I'm talking about. Okay? And I'm telling you what they're doing. So, you good women that are femcells, I'm telling you, I mean it in the nicest way. You got to stop running your mouth so much. When you see some man that you like or whatever online, stop running to your channel and speaking to him through this veil of a message, but you're really critiquing someone. Stop doing that. Guys might not know who we're talking about exactly, but they know there's something deeper in your message going on there. And we know that women don't really hold themselves accountable, so you're not talking about yourself. Not in that kind of negative way. No, you're criticizing someone else, someone that you're disappointed in, someone that didn't ask for you to put them on any pedestal that you're doing. So since you're doing this in the way where you're taking advantage of the internet, dipping into his life, keep your criticisms to a minimum. Watch how you speak online when you want to get a man. Watch how you speak online. We don't want to hear you telling us what we need to do. We don't want to hear you telling us the old versions of ourselves. We don't want to hear you tell us your goofy, funky ass perspective of the way that we used to move, the way that we used to act. That's your perspective. It's not fact. It's not truth. You're a woman. You should know this. So when you get online and you're claiming you're a prophetic word chick, you're a reader, all these different niches that women run to for guidance, and here you are describing, this man, this divine masculine, right? This person that you feel like you're meant to be with. He don't even know who the hell you are. And then you're observing his life instead of reaching out and maybe trying to help guide him in a polite way. You just sit back, watch, and then judge like you're God, and then run to your channel and start babbling about what you see. That's not helping you, is it? How many offers of rings have you had? I watch y'all the same way y'all study me. You're not married. A lot of y'all don't have any children. A lot of y'all living in the same places you've been living in for the past couple of few years, but you run online and then you innuendally throw shade or speak on the people that you're observing daily. Listen, man, I'm highly intuitive and I'm an engineer. I can piece this stuff together. Okay. And again, don't try to make me sound like I'm crazy. All you people are copying my flow, bar for bar, cadence. Anytime I change up the way that I decide to deliver my messages, you upgrade yourselves because you're competing, because you don't want to feel like you're getting too far behind me, because then you have to admit that I'm better than you. So you got all these insecurities you're working through, including women doing the same thing. It's not just males doing it. Women are. So what you want to do is you want to separate these goofballs that are competing with you. That's full trash. That's full trash. And I'm going to tell you something, and you can take it however you want to, not saying that you can't find a diamond in the rough, but most of the women that will attack you, and it's because they're jealous, envious of the gifts that God has given you. Even some of them are jealous of how handsome you are, even though they're a woman. We're not in the same category. They should know as a woman, they look better than all of us. As a man, ain't no man worried about no other hairy, funky ass man. So but they'll put themselves in. That's how low vibrational they are. These women are cooked. They don't like men. You got to separate those. And I'm gonna tell you something. Most of the time, they're sixes and below. They're average, medium, ugly, and ugly. They just straight up. Gorgeous women, good looking women, pretty women, they don't move like that. And some of these women might be femcells. Now again, I want you to rethink a femcell. Think about it, bro. Let's just do this really quickly. All right. Imagine a woman that is fine, takes care of herself, well spoken, versed, and the only problem with her is she's a content creator. Not the kind that travels everywhere. No, 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 no. Just the one that makes reaction videos or speaks about dating, or not one of those crazy witches or nothing like that, but just, online, just kind of like talking like women do. What's the problem with that? You can label it however you want to. Homebody hottie. Let's go with that. We'll put that in the title. I'm gonna start running with that. I like that. See how God worked? A homebody hottie. I'm gonna change it from femcell because it's all about men. We set the standard, man. Once we put it out there, and we can shift the paradigm. We need to change this back and forth. This reaction video watching women that are getting paid to just spread rage bait. um, this is the operation that's being run by the powers that be, and we don't have to participate. So, as leaders, I'm expecting for us to step up to the plate, and I've seen some of you guys doing it. Salute to y'all. Put some positivity out there, man. You have major influence, and it shouldn't be about the dollar or your clout. If you build your clout off of negativity, that karma catches up to you. You can get as famous as you want to, but it will catch up to you. You need to be worried about and only fixated on trying to help. So we need to shift the paradigm here. So what I'm saying is, the homebody hottie, some of y'all might call her a femcell. Either way, and women should relook incels anyway, their whole dynamic on incels, and maybe look at them differently. But I'm looking at femcells this way. That's a hot chick that knows how to present herself, well spoken, and just sits in her house and babbles online. How is that a bad chick? How is that a bad chick? Like, if you rethink it and stop, because I don't listen to what women say no more. And that's not offensive unless you're talking directly to me. I don't care what you say. You can bash men all day. You can talk. I don't care. Yeah, I'm looking at your pretty face, your silhouette. I'm looking at your eyes and seeing if you are a beacon of light or those eyes are dead. That's it. I don't care what you're saying about nothing, because real good women or pretty women sometimes say things that sound really stupid and man bashy. So I'm not even going to go there. Women talk, period. So if women talk, why are we over here acting like, I'm looking for this woman that's not going to be talking about this? They're going to all talk about it. At least you got one, what she's talking about. They just going to go around their homegirls and not say nothing to you about what they're really speaking about. This homebody hottie, you know what she's thinking about. She's posting online all the time. And a lot of these women, it's not all of them going on vacation all the time to make everybody think that they're somebody. I see a lot of homebody hotties online that seem like they're in their house, the same place, posting their videos up. And these women do, they dress nice, conservative, but you still see the silhouette. They might pop out every now and again on like a birthday picture or whatever, but they're very conservative. You know their views on things, and you might not agree with their views on everything, but you're a man. Do you really need to agree with every woman's views? Why are you worried about that? Right? You're allowed to respectfully disagree. You know what I'm saying? To agree to disagree. As a man, you should understand that. So I don't mind a woman that's opinionated. And a lot of these women are really opinionated towards me. That's their insecurity. Because I'm gonna tell you something. The reason why women can see the potential in you, even when you're not living up to the potential that they see that God gave you, is because they're projecting onto you the issues they need to work on. Yeah, it's deep. Yeah. See, they can see the potential in you. They can see that you're not living up to what they know that God has for you, because they're not living up to what God has for them. And they can see that flaw in somebody else. And instead of working on it, they project it onto you. Yeah. Yeah, it's that deep. And I've thought about it. So, this is going to be deep. So, ladies, I'm just telling you, you homebody hotties. I'm not going to put that F word out there. Probably get flagged for it anyway, but I'll make sure I make a video on this, show my face, so the video can actually get some views. The only ones that watch these videos without my face on them are like my real soul tribe. You know what I mean? The ones that matter. And I like to make sure I get these videos out to y'all in the moment. I'm about to work out. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to work my workout shorts. Just did my warm up and I was like, I got to put this video out. So, ladies, if you find a guy attractive, you got to learn how to keep your mouth shut. You don't need to be describing him and what he needs to do in this vague way to where you don't think he's intelligent enough to pick up on it. If he's a man of your dreams and you're intelligent as you are, why wouldn't he be able to pick up on what you're saying? Why don't you think he can read between the lines? Why don't you think he can figure out that women speak in code, that women will send messages behind messages, right? And if the guy is smart enough to pick up on it, like you need to understand that there are guys smart enough to pick up on it. And some of y'all do. Some of y'all send messages to me through your messages, and I appreciate it. That's dope. Because you know doggone well you mentioned King David, you got my attention. Don't care how you reference it to the Bible. I know. You know what I'm saying? Not all you women, they're talking this way, but some of y'all, right? So you can't fool me with that. And I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Trust me, some of y'all you're too hot to ignore. So I take a few notes because I'm listening to a hot chick regardless. She might say some crazy stuff. She might say too much, but she's a hot chick, dude. Like, listen, there's a lot of hot women in the world, but like a hot chick with her head on right that don't need to show all of her body all the time. And these homebody hotties are not getting around. I know they talk a lot, dude, but you can tell the ones that get around, they always wearing revealing stuff and they always out somewhere. You know, but the homebody hottie, her videos, she's in the house, the same, so different outfits, of course, but just chilling, making her money, putting out her little opinion on things. You know, she ain't showing too much. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I like that. You know, I like that. So I think we need to rethink the homebody hottie that we've through our insecurities have labeled Femcell. Right, we don't need to attack them the same way that they attack us. And I'm not trying to throw shade, but women have ways to describe men that's just low IQ, and it's really just shady and in bad faith. We don't have to do that. Like the whole decenter men. You mean center yourself? You mean self love? You goofy asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what decentering men really should be called. Just self love. But you have to make it in a way to where men feel some type of way about it. Just like this new T app, right? You can see the difference between women that just are frustrated because they really feel like they can't find someone and they get online, they voice their opinions. And then there's women out here on the T app and women out here that think they're good women, but they keep talking about decentering men. Anytime you bring up decentering men, you are centering men. You know this. You're regurgitating me. Because I brought this up first. I'm the first one to bring up any woman talking about decentering men is centering men even more because you're focused on making sure that you're not working to where it seems like you're worried about men, which is even more work towards men. So you're just talking stupid because it makes you feel better and you think you're throwing shade that men care about, and we don't. We just see how stupid you sound. We see how broken you are, and we stay away from you because we can tell you're feeling too good about this nonsense, you know what I'm saying, that you shouldn't even be spitting out of your mouth online that will be on the internet forever. So it's just notes taken and full blocked and deleted, never to be seen or heard from again. I don't have to watch your goofy content. So what I'm saying to you is there are those hateful type of females and there are women that are just homebody hotties, man. And you know, we need to rethink it. Homebody hotties that are opinionated that run their mouth online. So what? So what? Who are they hurting? Right? You just find out. Just make sure that she don't seem like she's hurt and hate men. And if her content just seem like she's opinionated, and they're all opinionated, bro. Like it's best that you know what she's thinking about than her go to her. Trust me, I'm telling you, You think your chick don't be talking too much, and no, she just going to her friends and family, and then you will end up learning the hard way, like I did. Now you want to know what that chick's thinking about, so y'all can talk about stuff, so y'all can connect deeper. So we need to rethink the whole, you know what I'm saying, femcell thing, and look at them as just really hot women that are socially awkward, that are probably introverted, that are super opinionated, that need the guidance of a man to teach her to keep her mouth shut and her opinion to herself. And all this deep thought that she has towards the dating dynamics and the psychological behaviors of men and women and all that crap don't mean nothing, because the human soul and spirit can't be measured, clocked, analyzed, tested for patterns. There's nothing you can do about it. So you really is babbling. All that psychological talk is babble. Makes you feel good, makes you feel smart. It's just babble, and it's okay. It's okay. We don't mind it. I can keep up with you with that babble, all, but know that it means nothing. It means nothing. And you guys listening to people that talk about breaking down the cycle, there is no psychological breakdown of human behavior. You can try to think you know it, and then that's the reason why we have these people that commit these certain heinous acts, because you don't know. You won't see it. As much as you're studying behaviors that you think that evil people exert, evil people are studying them too and making sure they don't do it. So, you people, it makes you feel good. It's great conversation, but to a real thinker, a realist, and also someone that's very much so tapped in with God, and I don't need a book for everything. I just see that as just people that feel like they're intellectual, that don't have, don't, no offense, don't have very much spiritual rank or spiritual connection, and they overcompensate with a bunch of babbling about interpersonal relationship dynamics via psychological behavioral pattern, whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? Can't do it. Can't be done. If that was the case, people wouldn't get heartbroken. People would be able to, no. Okay. So, and that's cool though. Babble about it all day long, as long as you're in the house, as long as you look like you don't be out in the streets all the time. I don't mind, right? I don't mind. So if you guys would just, rethink what you feel about women, a lot of these content creators you watch, they get on your nerves, right? But they're just talking too much. If they had a good man in their life, like a good man, they wouldn't tell their opinion too much. I see content creators that have good husbands. They say what they say. And even if these women think that a guy like me thinks that they find me attractive, they might try to check me, but they'll still do it in a way that you can tell they got a good man. Even some women that are married, they're wild at the mouth. So that's not a good man. I'm just going to be real. If she's wild at the mouth and you don't know what she's going to say next, she talks about dating dynamics and then also finds time to bash men or bash men that go overseas. Obviously, her husband ain't doing his job. She's talking too much about men that she don't even too much care for. So something's not right in the house. Woman's talking too much. When I see a woman talking too much about men that have nothing to do with the archetype of her husband, she got a wandering eye. That's a wandering eye being overcompensated for. But you ain't gonna fool me. You can fool your husband, but you won't fool me. You know what I'm saying? I used to work for the White House, used to be an engineer. You're not gonna do it. All right. I don't care what you say. And when I say certain things, ladies, sometimes I'm just setting traps. You got to remember I'm a chess player. I'm setting traps. I'll say something wild just to see if you're going to bite. Just see if you're going to bite. I'll say that all married women want me. Are you going to respond to it? If you did, well, you're watching me, right? So am I lying? What are you watching a single man that talks about, what I'm saying, his package and, cracking, women from, what are you doing? How do you justify that? See how I did it? So calm down when you watch my content. Don't let me trigger you enough to make a video. You give yourself away every time. And y'all are some fine women. Don't fuck around with me. I'll be flirting with you directly. I do reaction videos. Your video pop up, I'm going to directly flirt with you. Directly. Okay? I don't play around. I don't sneak around. I ain't got no woman. I don't need to. I've been celibate almost 3 years. I'm at that point where I'm like them old men, you know what I'm saying? Let me see that pussy type shit. I ain't on no, so I don't know. Straight up with it. Don't care. Don't sneak around. None of that. None of that. So if I'm putting out videos talking about married women, you better ignore that and fight your urges. Because if you respond talking about, hey, these married women are very loyal to their men, what are you doing responding to it? I don't give a damn what you're saying. You know I don't give a damn what you're saying. Why are you putting that much energy into responding to it? Do you see how your emotions, all this smart woman, da, 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 once the emotions get triggered, it goes out the door. That's the reason why you have a man. That's the reason why you're supposed to have a man. So if you got married women online consistently finding a reason to throw shade at passport bros, and they're trying to be like, oh, I'm trying to hit the algorithm. You're a married woman. You're pretty. You could talk about anything. You're talking about what you want to talk about. You're talking about what you're fascinated about. You're talking about where your attention is at. And then not only that, you're giving your opinion about what grown men are doing with their money and their lives. That ain't none of your business. You know what I'm saying? It really ain't. But you know what I'm saying? It's all good. It's all good. What I look for are these at home hotties. I gotta look. What did I call them earlier? I'll go back in the video. Whatever I said. I'm looking at how they dress. I'm looking at how deeply they get into um, describing their opinion about what men aren't doing. And if they don't go too deep in it, I don't think that they're really broken or hurt. And they're allowed to have an opinion because I'm not one of those people that need everybody to agree with me. If I don't agree with you and you don't agree with me, let's agree to disagree. We shouldn't be trying to convince each other of the points after we've decided and move on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very much so in the mindset of wanting to move towards us rethinking women that because a lot of women are posting content, man. We know most of them look at it as a job now. So look at it differently. Like, okay, what is she talking about? Like, how does she move? We do also need to judge them for the content they post, where they're presenting like they're a good woman and polite, but then they're always having something to say about men in the most heinous type of way. The way that they decide to articulate their points, not let it slide. No, if you decide to say words that you could have used differently or different words you could have used to describe what you're saying in a less harsh way, but you didn't, you will be judged for that. You're a grown ass woman. You will be judged for that. You don't get to have an emotional moment, say all kind of stuff, trying to be slick and cute when you could say it in a more polite way that's more ladylike. But all that slick talking, trying to be cute, you're going to pay for it. In the sense, you're not going to have the man that you want. You're not going to have. You might get a man. You know what I'm saying? It won't be the man. It won't be him, but it will be a man or a male. But you will not be getting the kind of guy that you want. Oh, you're not the kind of guy that I want. Bullshit. Bullshit. I got a TikTok page right now that says otherwise. Go check it out. A lot of women in there. And the only thing I talk about is being an extremely attractive man. Okay. I don't need you to validate me. I don't need you can continue to act like you don't see who I am. You will see me on your TikTok feed. Do you hear me? If you haven't already, you will see me on your feed. Undeniable at this point. Undeniable. Yeah, you tried. You did what you could. You can't destiny swap. You can't keep me concealed. I am out. You understand me? I am outside. And people listen to what I say, including you. So take some notes. You don't talk to men the way you talk to your homegirl. Do you understand? You don't watch men. You see, I know you ain't no father in your life, right? You don't watch men you find attractive and then go run to your channel and start talking like you're talking to your homegirls. You're going to suffer for that. I don't care how smart you think you are, how cute you think you look. That's some funky coochie behavior right there. See, we can't see what it smells like from looking at you, but off your behavioral patterns, if they look raunchy, that thing might be funky. I'm not going to play with y'all no more. Women that just seem like they're a delight, just a flower of life, 9 times out of 10 gonna smell like that. Even when they're talking about men in a way like, these men are messing up, they'll still have a smirk on their face and light in their eyes, like, She's just too gorgeous to be mad at us. I can let it go. When you women be running your mouth too much, well, your face matches. You're not that cute. You're really not. And I can say that as an extremely handsome, attractive man. Yeah, just like my channel on TikTok that's taken off. So if you're average, don't get on here thinking that we can't tell. The makeup, the filters, I don't care. I can see a natural a mile away. A natural beauty, I'm sorry, ladies, but they're rare and they stand out tremendously. So, I'm looking for natural beauties only at this point. We're talking sevens, eights, nines, and tens. The real ones, I don't do no adjustable six, and you still a six. And your six ass is not going to be on here talking about men anyway, voicing your opinion of what you have observed. And the reason why your observational skills are so great, you're a monitoring spirit, and you don't have a man. So I don't want to hear too much about what you've noticed. Keep it to yourself. And the things you do notice and decide to talk about, keep it vague. Don't keep going into detail and trying to seem smart. You're going to sound smart to those women, but you're going to seem dumb to the men that you want. You should know better. Keep it to yourself. You don't want to hear what men really think about a lot of the stuff right now about the United States, how we're treated and how the women are leftovers, and us going into detail about the leftovers, the scraps. And we're not Tony Stark, man. We're not about to do this in a cave. We're going to move on. The calmer, brighter waters. So again, when y'all get online and you run your mouth too much about men that aren't stunting you, looking at you, paying you no attention, you look crazy. You look crazy, and it's getting you nowhere fast. And it sounds nice and it's cute and everything. Where's your man? Where is your man? How are you building generations? Where are your children in wedlock? Where's your investments with your family? What's going on? What's happening? Nothing. You're doing too much. You're talking too much. You're making yourself feel better in the moment. But is that quick fix, a dopamine or whatever you call it, is it really worth it in the long run? You see me and you know I'm one of the attractive men that you would like in some type of way. And being one of those guys, I'm telling you, we don't like how you move. We don't like that you talk too much. Okay? You need to hold some of that back, show some restraint, like you was raised right. We don't need a mouthy person around us while we moving and shaking. There's going to be plenty of people you're going to be around that you're not going to agree with, but you got to be the kind of person to move in silence. You clock that T and then you know what I'm saying, handle it professionally. You online running your mouth about everything you've seen. You talk too much. Keep some of that stuff to yourself. Obviously, you're not in alignment with God enough. You would know to be humble in moving ways because you don't want people to know how much you do know. Because I don't tell you people barely anything. And you think I'm telling you a lot. So think about that. Why in the hell would I tell you a lot and I see how many enemies I have? You see that they like to watch what you do, mention what you say, your kids, your home, your job, and then send negative energy and witchcraft that way. And I got people trying to send witchcraft toward my kid, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't even bring them online like that. So I ain't gonna be telling y'all too much about anything. But y'all women, you just can't keep your opinions to yourself. And the clout and what you perceive to be easy money, which is actually easier money to go to work. But we're not gonna get into that, man. Y'all are working like slaves trying to make content so you can say you're an entrepreneur when you could just get a 9 to 5 and be chilling on your time off, making your content a little bit more relaxed. You need to get back to work. You need to get back to work. I'm telling you straight up. But hey, you know what? This content little thing bubble, if you ain't making money outside of it, I feel sorry for you, man. You know what I mean? You're a slave to it. So be a slave to your content creation or find a man. It's up to you. But that's all I got to say. I didn't mean to hold y'all as long as I did. I was going to try to make it to the gym, but I could still make it. I could do 10 minutes of insanity and then take a shower. Yeah. I can still make it. I can still make it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let me get these comments up real quick. What is going on, fam? What's going on? Well, I'm trying to do better than that, man. I'm not trying to be too negative at this point. I've run into too many good women in real life, and now I'm actually running into some good women online. And like I said earlier, like I thought I was shadow banned on TikTok. I got rid of 1,700 people at my friends list, and every video I put up now is getting views. So I just had a skewed perspective and had a lot of enemies around me. So I had to just look at it from a bird's eye view, try to expand and focus on the positivity and focus on the women that I've noticed that have been sending me good energy. And that's what I've been doing. And I don't really see any of the rest of these women no more, what they do, or I really don't care. I'm vibing above that. So, I'm trying to attract. Plus, I'm ready to start dating. So, I was in my hermit mode, but I'm ready. I'm ready to get some coochie. So it's I ain't trying to be hearing all that. I ain't no woman hating none. And when I say get some coochie, I mean like date. I mean like get somebody or friendship that ends up some woman I've gotten to know for a while or whatever. I gotta make sure she's safe and all that kind of stuff and healthy and whatnot. But yeah, I'm on the dating market. When I'm dating, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm trying to get a woman, so I'm gonna move differently and try to put out some different energy. And I'm gonna like a siren, I'm gonna call this woman to me, and she gonna reach out to me, and so that's what I'm gonna do. And a lot of women have been watching me, waiting for me to get to this point. We all know to like to wait the finish line. This ain't quite the finish line, but it might be far enough down the line for women to kind of do what they need to do. All I got to do is keep posting, showing my consistency. Women just, I don't care how handsome you are. If you seem a little bit too problematic, you know what I'm saying? So I'm very self-aware. It's just that for a couple of years, I just didn't care. I wasn't trying to date. I didn't care what none of these women thought. At this point, though, I'm very much so trying to date. I'm very much so going to find myself a good woman. I'm very much so going to put myself in the right light to attract her to me and get these demons off me, man, that keep surrounding me and hating and stuff. Like I'm shaking them off, bro. I'm moving different. Them demons can't keep up when I'm putting out positivity. If they can't feed off of me going off, then it's just like they got to go find somebody else to eat off of. I ain't got it for them. Go find somebody else to do it. So I'm not even into that, man. Now we're gonna still do some reaction videos, and when those crazies come up, we're gonna do our thing. We're gonna, but that's it. That's all you got. You know what I mean? After that, I'm back to my other videos where I'm trying to, speak some positivity. But yeah, we need to rethink what we consider to be a femcell, and we need to be thinking about, what I'm saying, some of these homebody hotties, and kind of looking into, okay, well, they're not in the street, bro. They're not sleeping around a lot either. That's why they're so weird. That's why they got so much to say. They're bored. I'm telling you, dude, like some of these chicks might be some good chicks, man. I'm telling you, man, we might be overlooking some good chicks with some good coochie because they talk too much on the internet. When we know all women talk too much, at least we know what they're talking about. And if she ain't talking crazy like these passport bros are losers, shut your goofy ass up. Shut the hell up. Right? Like if she's talking like, neutral, but still have her opinion on men, but it's not like from like a weird place or trying to crack, these dark humor jokes that don't land right. If she's not doing stuff like that, like we need to, just give it some thought. But anyway, let's talk about it in the comment section. I'm going to put up all comments, whether I agree or not. And I'm going to be back on TikTok after I get done doing this workout. I think I might just go straight to the gym. Yeah. So I'm going to do my warm up, shower, go to the gym. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. And I might go live or something on TikTok from the gym. But you guys want to hear from you? Appreciate you. Just wanted to put that out there, give it some thought, let it marinate, let it roll through the algorithm. And, maybe I'll get some feedback on it. But I think that maybe we're overlooking some decent chicks, possibly. And we already know not to listen to what women say like that. So let's just, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, love and light. I'm your brother. I'm out.
In this game, you gotta have that dog in you.
Made in America. Flossy.